Good morning or evening, beautiful minds. Welcome to the third episode of Free Minds podcast and the first in a long series about feminism. Why did I choose this subject? Well, I chose this subject because, first of all, feminism is an important topic in the 21st century, and you can see it, read it, and hear about it everywhere. It is also an important topic for everyone who wants equality between different sexes. I didn't say gender, I said sexes, because it's all about women, men, and LGBTQ communities. I also noticed that many didn't know exactly what feminism was and what it includes and covers. People also don't want to change a thing about society, or people want to change a thing but don't know how to change a thing about the rules of society. That's why I'm here and that's my purpose. So let's get started. First of all, feminism. The definition of feminism is the belief in social, economic, and political equality between sexes. This means gender equality on every front, from cultural equality to political equality, same salaries, etc. But not only for genders, but also for everyone who has a sex. Basically everyone who is human here on the world. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the history of feminism and then we're going straight in the subject, but it's just a little bit of history to enlighten everyone. So through our history, and mostly Western history, not Eastern or Southern, but Western history, women were confined to a domestic sphere. This includes staying home and doing what's right for your house and family. And the more public life was for men. Women were denied the right to possess every property, to study or to participate in public life. It is also stated that women could not educate their own children unless their husband gave them a permission. That's just incredible. Feminism goes as far as possible back to the Roman Empire, where the first protest for more rights for women was held. And according to reports, it was an exceptional protest, and one of the consuls, more specifically Marcus Porcius Cato, told the Senate with this phrase: as soon as they begin to be your equal, they will have become your superior. What I don't like at all is when don't want to be superior, we just want to be equal. There is also proof of feminism back in the 15th and 16th centuries, and I will link down all the novels and also in the description box. And one of those examples is Miss Mary Wollstonecraft, who stated in her book that women are silly because society trained them to be irrelevant. That's what her book told. That's what she says. That women are silly because the society wants us to be that kind of person, and we are not that kind of person. All those debates led then to the universal women's suffrage that was debated for almost 70 years. But enough history, and also everyone, so as I said, everyone who wants to read those books, I will put those books in the description box with the author just after it, so that if you want to read something during the holidays that are coming, you can go read some enlightening books about feminism. So in the world there are four different types of feminism called the four waves. The first wave is not the first act of feminism, but is the first wave that includes the first political movement for women. It was held in the 19th century, and we find again our Miss Wollstonecraft, Mary Wollstonecraft, who published her book Vindication of the Rights of Women, And then in 1848, approximately 200 women met in a church and came up with 12 resolutions asking for rights, including the right to vote. The first wave just wanted society to recognize women as humans and not property. Then we have a second wave. The second wave took place around the 60s, 70s, so basically 50 years ago. It was built on the beliefs of the first wave, but the second wave took a closer look at why women were oppressed, so that traditional gender and family roles were questioned. The major victories during that second wave were the Equal Pay Act, Roe v. Wade, and other Supreme Court cases. Thanks to the second wave, there were three main types of feminism. You have the mainstream or liberal feminism that focus on institutional reforms that mean to reduce gender inequality, gender discrimination, and give women access to male-dominated space and promoting equality. You then have a radical feminism, like in every movement, that wants to reshape the totality of the society, stating that the system is patriarchal and resists the belief that men and women are basically the same. And then the last one is a cultural feminism that has a similar view than the radical feminism and teach that there's a female essence that is distinct from men. The third wave, then we have the third wave. The third wave also includes racial differences, and while the mainstream for the first and second wave hardly neglected racial differences within gender, the third gave it more attention. And then the fourth wave is a little bit of difficult because many people believe we are still in the third wave, but on the other hand, including the LGBTQ community to feminism is actually the fourth wave. And also because we can see that there are many people who attack those women's rights, and not only in the United States or in Belgium, but everywhere else in the world, and that's what makes it a fourth wave of feminism. Just let me be clear, feminism is a really important subject because not only does it represent women's rights, but also equal opportunities for both sexes, not genders, because we also include the LGBTQ community. Feminism has also nothing to do with who you are or how you dress. It has just to do with the aiming for the same rights as men. By the way, you can call yourself a feminist and then you can't call yourself a feminist and deny a boy's right to cry. You have to be equal. Women can cry, men can cry, boys can cry, everyone can cry. That's the same right. That's basically feminism, and everyone can be a feminist. That you are a man, that you are transgender, bisexual, or woman, you can be feminism. Feminism is just the belief to have equal rights and opportunities for all sexes. There are 11 principles in feminism, but I won't tell you 5 because 6 of them include percentages of United States, and I'm talking about the world. So the first principle is the definition. Feminism is the belief in economical, social, and political equality between sexes. The second one is the goal is to challenge the systemic inequalities women face on a daily basis, but not only women. As I told you, there are many people who faces inequality around the world compared to men. That's why feminism, the fourth wave, includes everything. The third thing, it has nothing to do with belittling men. In fact, feminism doesn't support sexism against either gender. It works for equality and not for female superiority. That's what many people have wrong. Many people think that feminism wants women as superiors, but that's not true. Feminism is just a fight to have equal rights and equal opportunities for everyone, and not just having one gender that is superior to the other. Feminists respect the individual, their choices, and believe there shouldn't be a double standard in judging a person. So feminism doesn't want judging someone. You can dress how you want, you can be who you are, and you can do what you want. Everyone has the right to sexual autonomy and the ability to make decisions about when, how, and with whom to conduct their self-life. So if you are a woman and you want to go having sex with another woman, you may go. That's what feminism say. You don't have to be someone and say and just indulge what people tell you about it and with whom you have to do it. And then the fifth principle is there isn't just one type of feminism. There are a variety of feminist groups, and all of these groups want to face with different types of discrimination women and sometimes men faces. Women and men are far from playing on the same field. That's why we have to participate for equal rights. I mean, if you agree with me, we have to fight not only for every woman out there, but also for every person who wants better rights. Even if that person is a man, a bisexual, or a transgender, everyone deserves to be treated equally. But not only treated, but also have the same rights, like marriage or adoption for adopting children. Because I noticed that many gay couples doesn't have the right to marry or to adopt a child, and I'm against it because everyone has to have the same rights and same amount, the same equality to adopt something. It is not because you're a gay couple that you can't educate those children. We need to get all those sexist people out and starting to change the world. That's what I think. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to my podcast and to this breathtaking subject about feminism. I see you next week, and next week I'm gonna change a little bit something. I'm gonna do a debate about sexual education lessons in schools, because I notice many people don't know about a thing about sexual education. I'm not gonna give you a sexual education because that's not my thing. I just want a debate about whether or not there should be sexual education lessons in school, because I saw on a group on Instagram that I follow, a page on Instagram that I follow, that many people would have done things differently if they had that sexual educational lesson at school. So that's my subject for next week. I hope to see you every month for a new subject about feminism. Hope you guys enjoyed hearing it, and see you next week for a new video. And also a good day or a good evening to all of you. Bye.